Welcome to Series Though Podcast. I'm your host, Ron. Each week, we'll dive into topics that matter to you, whether it's harnessing your tech, hacking your habits, or just making sense of the world around you. Series Though. Let's dive in. Let's be honest with ourselves. Most of us are glued to our smartphones, right? They're with us 24/7, in our hand, in our pocket, in places that they shouldn't be. We use them for navigation. We use them for entertainment, communication. Those are some of the main things we use them for. Are we really getting the most out of that little super powerful computer we carry around everywhere? Or does it sometimes feel like we're just using the basic information that we know? And there's other things that are mystifying and we're scared to even go down that realm of mystification on your device. Look no further. I'm here to show you how to do that. But the goal today is to change all that. We're not going to talk about digital doom scrolling at this time because we know we all do it. Late night, someone's talking to you, you're doom scrolling, you're eating lunch, you're doom scrolling, whatever. I do it, you do it. It's an addiction. I want to help you maximize your device. We're going to uncover some hidden gems, learn some cool tricks, and really make your phone work for you. Make your life easier, more productive, and maybe a little bit fun. I got some stats for you. So just how attached are we to our devices? And what are we mainly doing on them? I dug some stuff up. First, screen time. As of the year 2025, right now, the average person spends about 4 hours and 37 minutes on their smartphone every single day. Think about that. That's big. That's a big slice of your day. And what are we actually doing? Well, research shows that about 80% of us, we regularly use only about 8 to 12 apps. And you probably got about 50 or 100 on your phone right now. So you use 8 to 12, and we'll get into that. You know the ones you use: email, messaging, social media, news, games, food, weather apps, photos. Does that sound about right? Let me know in the comments. And here's another eye-opener. Only about 10 to 15% of users actually go beyond the basic to use the smartphone for real productive tasks. That means there's a ton of power and potential just sitting here in your pocket or wherever you put that phone at that's untapped. And this isn't just a young person thing. In the US, around 79% of adults age 65 and older own a smartphone, but often they might stick to the basics like calls, texts, photos. Sometimes those complex interfaces can be a bit challenging, or folks just don't know about the amazing features hidden in their phone. I'm here to tell you that today. We're going to figure this out together. So what's the big takeaway from all those numbers? We all need some help using our phones, and that's where I come in at. I'm going to help you out using your device with this podcast. I'm going to just tell you some basic things that I do on my phone to try to help you get to another level. But also, I'm offering a Zoom class where I'll teach you how to use your phone, or we can do one-on-one classes, and I'll get into more details, or just, hit me up in the comments and let me know you want to hear more about it. Let's dive into the show. All right. I want to start off with something really simple, serious though. Do you know how to really turn off your phone completely? And I'm not talking about making your screen go dark. I know that's a crazy question, but I guarantee you most people don't know how to turn off their phone and how often to turn off your phone. You should probably turn your phone off at least 3 times a day. Why is that, you say? Because it's a computer. It helps clear the cache. It also, if there's any issues that you may have, or if you need to get a download or something that you miss, you might need to turn it off and turn it back on to connect to the network. And I'll get into all that. But you should know how to power down your phone. I mean, it's really simple. It's rebooting your phone. You want to definitely reboot your phone. I say at least 3 times a day. You can look that up and go from there. I do have people saying, how long I got to turn the phone off for. Hey, less than a minute. As long as it takes to turn it off, and then once it's completely off and turn it back on, that's how long it takes. It should be less than a minute, but in some cases, when you don't turn the phone off that often, it may take a little longer. So keep that in mind. I had some people ask me, hey, how am I going to do all this? And I can't remember what I did yesterday. I got an answer for you. Your phone comes with an owner's manual, basically, or help or tips. So on an iPhone, it's called tips. It's a little light bulb. And then you can download the support app that's blue, and that'll also help you out. The support app will, help you answer some questions, and the tip will give you good tips, and it'll show you how to move the screen. I advise you to make sure those are on your phone. On an Android device, it can vary a little bit because Androids are made by different manufacturers, but they do have an app like Tips on the Google Pixel. On the Samsung, it's called Samsung Members app. It often does diagnostic tips and even community support. But one of the easiest way you can do it also on an Android device is just go to settings, and in the search bar is your best friend on your phone. Remember that. It's not just there. You could search help in settings, and then it'll bring up different stuff that it can help you with, beginner guide and all that stuff like that. Device care, support your device, all that stuff. So that's very important to know how to do. I recommend let's start there first, and I can always show you how to get to that level and use those tools. And before we dive a little too deep, I talked about this briefly at the beginning. Absolutely must do is to update your device, right? A lot of people say, well, I don't update it because I don't want change. Nobody wants change, but it's very important, and sometimes it's critical, a piece of advice to update your device. It could be some security patches, super important. Security patches are where they find a flaw in your device and then they send out a fix for it. Second, bug fixes. There's people out there that look for bugs in phones, not the creepy crawly bugs, but bugs that cause your phone to do things that you don't want it to do when you're trying to do something else. And third, new features and improvements. I know. Who wants the new features? I know how to dial, text, photo, map. Stop being afraid of the phone. You're not afraid of other things. You can't be afraid of the phone. Think about when someone says this. They always say, I give it to my little niece, or I leave it to my grandkid or something, or give it to a small young person. And they just get it. You know why? They're not afraid to push buttons. You can't be afraid to push buttons, right? That's the one thing I should start off with. You can't mess it up. I mean, if you do, we can fix it. Now, if it's deleting your information, that's something totally different, but you got to read the screen too. We're going to get into that. Don't just hit accept. Okay. Let's move on. We talked about updating the phone, but the apps are different than the phone. The phone software has its own updates for patches and stuff like that, but then the apps may have updates. And all you got to do is in your iOS phone, Apple phone, you go into the App Store, click your little face at the top right-hand corner, and you'll see something where you can update. I'm going to get into it a little bit better when I do the Zoom. And on Android, you do the same thing. Go into the Play Store and you click your little image, and then you click Manage, and you'll be able to update the apps. Android has more updates daily than iPhone, so I recommend updating it like every day or checking every day. Make that part of your routine. I know that's difficult. I know we spend that 4 hours and 37 minutes on there. Squeeze that in somewhere for me. It's going to benefit you in the long run. You'll love me for it. So now that your phone is updated, let's dive into some of these apps on your phone or some of these other features on your phone. I'm going to start with photos. We all take a ton of photos. And you ever want to show somebody a photo and you're just doom scrolling trying to find a photo? Where's the photo of that car? Where's the photo of that house? Or where's the photo of my dog? You don't have to do all that. Couple things you can do. You can create a folder. Like when you're on your phone, you're sitting there, you can create a folder just for your dog or your car or your house or your family or your friends and put them in favorites. There's a favorite. Like you can just click it and it says favorites. Look at the screen, just tap it and it'll give you the option to save as this favorite. Or you could do that. But if you're, just not that organized, because some of us are not, you can actually search by keywords like dog, car, house, couch, and it'll bring that image up. The phone is that smart. That's nothing new. It's been doing that for some time now. So when you're trying to share that photo, those are tips that you can definitely use. Also, when you're taking photos, the settings on the photos may not be the right setting for what you're doing, right? Especially if you're outside, you may want to change the setting. And you can play around with all this stuff using the Help app on Android or the Tips app on the iPhone. Or I'm going to talk about this a little later. You can use AI to answer the questions that you need to try to fix some of this stuff right here. It makes it simple, but you got to be wanting to explore a little bit more and get out of your comfort zone. Also, sharing photos. Now, these days and times, you can send people multiple photos. You can even instantly send them to someone while they're in the same room, and I'll get into that. But I want to get a little bit more into web and email. First thing I want to talk about is surfing the web. Quick safety tip, right? Always look for the padlock in your browser. You'll see it in there. We call it the padlock. When you type in the name of something and you go to it, it should be a padlock there. That's just safety features. And it should be HTTPS in most cases. Look at the website that you're going to. And sometimes that first link that you Google ain't the right one. It may be some garbage. Scroll through and look at it. Read the name on there before you click on it. Right? And also, too, emails. A lot of people get emails, right? I recommend having multiple emails. Have some for your family, some for your friends. Family and friends together is one if you want. And then you know how you go to a store and they be like, hey, we need your email to send you something. And next thing you know, you got emails from family, friends, work, colleagues, all jumbled all together as one, but you can't find them. The mailbox are smart. I can definitely show you how to use those, right? You can do keyword searches as well inside that search box again. And you can find stuff that you're looking for and you can label it as favorite and folders and stuff like that. Not going to get too deep into it, but that's something you can do. The other thing we got going on is maps. We use a map a lot. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is you can now, in most devices, download the map just in case you don't have a signal somewhere. Most phones have a lot of signal now, but you can download the map to have it offline if you need to. You can also mark a location and then save it as your favorite so you don't have to keep typing it in, right? Also the phone, some phones, or most phones, you can let it just get all your information, and every time you go somewhere, it tracks it, and eventually it'll pop up on your phone saying, hey, you want me to put the directions in to go here? And you're like, what's going on? It's because you gave it permission to do that. You can change all that. So App Store. I wanted to talk about the App Store because a lot of people go in, especially on Android phones, they see these apps that says it can clean my phone, it'll make it better, it'll do all this stuff. And nah, you already got all that built in your phone. They thought of that already. That's just adding bugs. And next thing you know, you get all these pop-ups coming up on your phone. And sometimes people do it on iPhones as well. But when you download an app, you can actually see who created it. If you scroll through, it'll tell you the manufacturer of the app, and then you can see all the other apps that they make. It's a good idea to look at that, and it'll tell you too what they're getting, like what information they're getting. Like if you download a grocery store app, right, and it says it needs your Bluetooth, why are you saying yes? And also, you can say yes to the location if you need it at that moment in time, but I can get into more depth where you can turn off that location just for that app. Every app doesn't need your location, and that's how your battery gets drained. Or they may say they need your camera. Why does your grocery store app need your camera? Serious though. So get in a good habit of checking the app before you download it. And also too, we talked at the beginning, people use 8 to 12 apps and you probably got about 50 to 100 on your phone. It's okay to delete those apps. Yeah. Have you used it? You can go in your settings and can tell you the last time you used the app. And some phones, they can even delete the apps automatically after you don't use them after a certain period of time. But when you delete the apps, that's less information that you're giving away. Because when you download an app and you say yes, 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 yes to everything, and next you know you're getting ads and your phone's running slow and all kinds of other things, it's because you don't need it. I'll give you an example, Costco. I only download Costco app when I'm going to Costco. Now that poses a problem because then you can't move your membership card and all that, but I always have my membership card with me, the physical card too. But I download it when I need it. Or if I need to go to a grocery store, if I need to use an Uber or whatever, I download it when I need it. If I don't use it every day, why do I need it on my phone? For what? For what reason? There's no rule to that. You don't have to have that on your phone. Also too, health and accessibility. Under accessibility, there's a lot of golden things under accessibility. You can make your phone flash. You can make it speak to you. You can make it talk out loud. I recommend going into accessibility and seeing what, especially vision. Like if you want your font bigger, some of us can't see that well. We want the font bigger, or you need the ringer louder, or you want it to do a special ringtone. Now I'm jumping across the little line a little bit, but you can make certain people have certain ringtones or certain text tones. So that way you know that person who's calling. Because that can stop some of that. I'm going to get into that. It'll stop some of the monotony of you just answering everything and running to the phone because it's like, who is it? Something also too under accessibility or just under screen, you can actually dim the screen. You can make the screen dimmer. You can make it brighter. You can invert the colors on there. You can make it gray so it's not so bright. You could do a lot of different things like that. So it's comfortable for you. Don't settle for what you get out the box, because you wouldn't settle for what you get out of the box if it was food, right? You would probably not, I don't want that. Serious though. So that incredible supercomputer you're carrying around in your pocket every day, it's absolutely packed with amazing potential that goes way, way beyond just scrolling through social media and making basic calls, sending text messages, and navigation. By understanding a few of these foundational basics, by keeping things updated, don't be afraid to update it, it's okay. Like we talked about, by exploring the built-in help features on your phone, you do have manuals on your phone, they are built in, and even by getting a little bit of help from AI. Everyone's worried about AI taking their job or just don't understand it. It's not going anywhere. So you need to learn how to use it. You can genuinely transform your phone. It can go from being something that's maybe a source of occasional frustration or mindless distraction into a tool that truly makes your life easier, more organized, and even a bit more creative and fun. Now, the goal here today wasn't to turn you all into tech wizards, because there's no way, I'm not a tech wizard, no one's a tech wizard on these things overnight. Far from it. It was a simple way to show you the maximizing your phone is not hard to do if you take a little bit of effort and not be afraid of change. It's all about picking up just 1 or 2 tips a day. They really sound good to you. Actually trying them out is even better, because we always say, oh, that sounds great. I really like that. And then we get home, we're like, man, I ain't doing that crap. I'm leaving my phone just where it is. Remember, learning to use your device better isn't a one and done kind of deal. I learn something new every single day with my phone. Technology is always changing, always evolving. But just like with anything else in life, a little bit of guidance and genuine willingness to explore and experiment can make a massive difference. And hey, if you ever feel like you want some more personalized help, maybe someone to sit down with you and really help you unlock what your specific device can do for your work, for your personal life, for connecting with family, well, that's kind of the thing that people like me and even organizations that are dedicated to this stuff absolutely love to help folks with. Just putting that out there. Also, too, something I forgot to mention, if you pay for insurance on your phone through most phone carriers, you may pay a certain amount of money, become with tech support. You may want to look into that. See what you're paying for in insurance. You usually get tech support included with that. So don't let that money go to waste. Use it. I encourage you to be not afraid, willing to change, try something new, and let me know how it is in the comments. Serious though. Thank you for listening. And there we have it. Another episode of Serious Though Podcast in the books. I'm your host, Ron. Hope it added some value, laughs, or maybe just a good distraction to your day. To keep the good times rolling, please subscribe or follow the podcast right here where you listen. You can also find me at Serious Though Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Help the show grow by sharing it just with one person. Easy, right? Seriously though, thank you for your support. It means the world. Catch you next Friday.